All right, welcome to a special edition of Sky Yoga, heat wave edition. We can't be outdoors at Wash Park, so we're indoors in my house as usual. So actually, I don't know how that happened. I got all crooked. Fix my rug. There we go. That's better. Okay, so let's take a comfortable seated position. Maybe cross-legged works for you, maybe something else. And allow your lower body to relax and become a relaxed support for your upper body. So just feel your torso nicely stacked over your hips and not having to strain to stay in place, just kind of held in place, centered around your spine. And your arms are loose and relaxed, so wiggle your shoulders and elbows. Make sure your neck is not too stiff. And then we'll pull in the chin, look down at the floor, and just begin to observe your breath. And then take note, what did you observe? What would you like to change? Maybe, for me, it's almost always, I need to relax my belly more or fill my lungs more. Or maybe you want to slow down your breath or deepen your breath. You could do the slide pranayama. So choose one aspect of your breath to focus on and change. And now we'll move on to some cleansing breaths. So inhaling fully, feel your entire torso expand like a barrel, front and back, up and down, right? Belly and chest. Feel your elbows move out as you expand like a beach ball. And then we're going to exhale using the ab muscles to push the air out. And this is just going to drive you nuts. Straight. Okay, that's better. Good. Cleansing breaths. Feel your belly really caving in on the exhale. And on the next exhale, I invite you to join me in lion's breath, sticking out your tongue. Squeeze in that belly. Okay, great. And now we'll do some neck stretches. So drop your chin down towards your chest. Let your head hang. Feel the stretch going down the back of your neck, down between your shoulder blades. And then maybe you just let your head hang and wobble a bit. And then once you start to warm up, you can start moving your head in a bigger range, rolling your chin from shoulder to shoulder. Be mindful of any tightness in your neck. Give it time and space to work itself out. Don't force this movement. And if this half circle is working for you, you can try the full circle. And if it worked one way, maybe the other way will as well. If it does not, that's okay. Go back to what works. Settle down. And let's come back up to seated. Settle down, buddy. Back. Sit. Sit. Settle. It's like you're in my spot. Okay. So we're going to do an ear to shoulder stretch that I picked up at Shoshone. So neck to shoulder, I'm sorry. So we're going to drop the right ear down towards the right shoulder. Keep your torso upright. So you're just dropping the right side of your head downward, face to the front, torso upright, and then drop your right hand to the floor and reach out long with your left arm. And feel the stretch heading down the left side of your neck, down across your left shoulder and through your arm. And we're just going to rotate your palm front to back. And maybe make little figure eights with your arm. And this really just stretches all kinds of little muscles that I never really knew I could stretch. Down in the forearm. And then we'll slowly come back upright. Maybe loosen up your shoulders, get everything back to center. And then we'll drop the left ear down toward the left shoulder. Touch the floor with your left hand. And then reach your right arm out long. Reach, feel that stretch going from neck over the shoulder through the upper arm. And then rotate your hand. Palm to front, palm behind. And then maybe make some little circles or figure eights. I felt that a lot more in my left arm. So I'm a lefty, maybe that arm is tenser. It needs this more. And let's bring it back to center and loosen the shoulders again. All right, and now we're going to open the arms wide and inhale, reaching high. Exhale, release down. Inhale, reach for the sky. Exhale, release down. One more like that. And now we're going to drop the right hand. And before you reach overhead with your left arm, we're going to start this side bend from the inside instead of the outside. So your right hand is on the floor and start to feel the curve creating itself in your right side, as if your right rib cage was kind of hugging into itself, and feel that stretch in your left side. And then your left arm kind of passively comes over as a result of the crunch happening on your right side. I hope that makes sense. Basically, we're leading with the inside, the right side, instead of the left arm as we usually do. I'm still feeling a great stretch in my left side, but my right side is much more active than usual. And on your next inhale, let's come up, reach for the sky. Exhale the left hand to the floor, and again, start curving the left side inward. And your right arm will go over as a result of that. So left side actively curving and right side stretching. And on your next inhale, come up, reach for the sky. Exhale down into a twist. So one hand is on the opposite knee, the other hand is behind you. You're looking over your shoulder. Relax your hips. Allow your lower body to be soft. Make this all about the spine. Breathe. And on your next inhale, back up to center. And exhale the other way. Twisting, releasing the hips, glutes, thighs, anything that tensed up. And then inhale back to center, arms wide, reach through your fingertips. And then with your thumbs up, slowly press the backs of your hands toward each other. Keeping your torso upright, feel your chest poof out. Robin's breast. Squeeze those shoulder blades together. And then give yourself a big hug. Hands land on top of your shoulders, gently pulling them forward. Pulling your shoulder blades apart. You can rock your head here. Make sure your neck is not too stiff. Notice which elbow is on top, probably your dominant hand. And we'll switch in a moment. So inhale wide. Flip the thumbs down. And now bring the palms of the hands together. Maybe you can clasp your hands and lift them, rolling your shoulders back even further. Feel your back arching forward. This is very similar to cow pose. Shoulder blades squeezing together. And then on your next exhale, another big hug with the opposite elbow on top. Gently pulling the shoulder blades forward, keeping the neck loose. All right, let's release the hands, give your shoulders a little loosening. And now we'll bring the fingertips to the shoulders and make big circles with the elbows. Maybe your elbows touch in the middle, maybe not. And now let's change direction. Nice, and then come to a stop. And we'll do slow motion shrugs. This was something I picked up in Shoshone. So we're going to inhale, bring the shoulders as high as they'll go, up high, close to your ears, lifting your waist and your rib cage. And then we're going to exhale as slowly as possible. Try to count to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And if they're not fully relaxed, let them drop fully down. We actually went up to 16 at Shoshone. Whew, it was difficult. So let's inhale all the way up again. And then exhale slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And now we'll do one more at your own pace. So inhale up, and then just take your time getting down. And we'll do some shoulder rolls now. So inhale them up and back, and exhale down. Looks like I have some kind of disco light in the room. The light keeps changing, but I swear I'm not doing anything. And let's change direction. Okay, let's make our way now to hands and knees for some cats and cows, and definitely stay hydrated if it's hot where you are. Okay, so from our tabletop position, we're going to press down through the hands, not just the heel, but also the ball of the hand, the base of the fingertips, and feel like you can spread the mat apart by pressing your hands. They're not actually going to move, but they're just forcing themselves into the mat. And then you feel your back rising up. Your head drops. Your back is arching upwards. Your belly, your navel is pressing into your spine. And just pause here at the top and feel that space opening up between your vertebrae, especially down in the lower to mid back. And then with an exhale, leaning backwards onto your heels, maybe your arms slide forward a little bit. Feel the length from hips to fingertips. And then pull the hands back. If they slid forward, bend your elbows and start coming up into cow, lifting your head, lifting your hips, your belly hangs down, and pause here. Fill your lungs, and then start to flip your spine the other way, and keep rolling through your cats and cows at your own pace. Really taking note of where you feel the stretch. For me, it's generally arms and abs. And then come back to a neutral tabletop, and we'll do a new variation on thread the needle. So leave your left hand down for support. We're going to inhale, reach the right hand toward the sky. Pause here and do the same thing we were doing earlier. Rotate your wrist. Maybe make little figure eights or little circles, but stretch through your arm, reaching for the ceiling. And then on an exhale, we'll swoop down and come to land on the shoulder and head, or maybe you want a cushion under your head. Bring your hands palm to palm, slide your left hand out. And then here's the variation. We're going to reach up toward your head and then arc back through and reach down toward your feet. So kind of making a pendulum motion with your left arm. Or if you prefer, you can just go into the binds that we usually do, wrapping your left arm around behind you. And then we're going to bring your left hand back close to your face, press up, inhale, reaching the right arm high again, and then exhale, bring the right arm back down. And now the right arm stays down, and we inhale, reach the left arm high, and pause here, reach for the ceiling, rotate your wrist, make little circles. I'm really feeling a nice stretch in the left shoulder blade. And then exhale down to earth, landing on your left shoulder, left side of your head. Your hands start out palm to palm, and then we reach out the right hand, stretch it as far as it will go. And then you can make that sweeping pendulum arc, or you can wrap your arm around behind you. Nice and controlled, and just check in with your body. Where do you feel this? And the whole time we're letting our body weight smash the left shoulder into the floor, stretching it passively. And then let's bring the right hand back up close to your face, press up, inhale the left arm high, and exhale down. And next we'll do kickstand. So from your tabletop, extend your right leg straight back, flex at the ankle, and then roll your foot around in a circle. Roll it the other way. And then swing it out to your side, reach it long. Relax that right leg, reach out toward your ankle. And there are a couple of variations you can do here. The one I enjoy lately is just letting my whole body weight slide over to the left until I'm actually sitting on the left thigh and left buttock. And it provides a counterweight to the right ankle. So I'm really getting a intense stretch in the inner thigh and the hamstring. And then we'll make our way slowly up, hand, hips, knee, and prepare to do the other side. I've got Mac right here because this is where the fan is. So we're going to extend the left leg, flex the ankle, roll your foot around, roll it the other way, and then swing it out to your left side as far as it will go. Come back and settle on your right thigh. And then if you want to do the variation I was just showing, you would let your weight slide over to the right until you're actually sitting on your right thigh. And then reach out for that left ankle. Your head can hang here if that's comfortable. You can put a cushion or a block under your head if you prefer. Make sure your left leg is relaxed so it can really stretch. And then we'll bring the hand up, lift the hips, bring the knee back to center. And here we are, we can do horse pose. So in tabletop, just look over your left shoulder towards your left hip, curve in your left side. And then inhale to center and look over your right shoulder at your right hip, stretching your left side. Breathe. And then speed it up. So inhaling to center, exhaling to the side, giving your tail a big wag and looking over your shoulder at it. And let's see, I've done something out of order. Let's do drunken cow next. So we're going to lead with the hips here. You're in your tabletop pose and just start moving your hips around, rotating on the knee joints, and you might want to put something under your knees, a folded towel or blanket, if your knees are in need of support. If you have meaty knees. And maybe these circles get bigger and looser as you feel more limber. Let's change direction. And now the next time that your hips are heading backwards, open your knees nice and wide and reach forward into child's pose, resting your forehead on the floor for a moment. Feeling the length and the swoop from fingertips to hips. Very similar to down dog, except that our legs are folded instead of extended. And then come up on your fingertips. And I've always called this spider fingertips, but our instructor at Shoshone called them cupcake fingers, which is certainly a prettier image. And let's walk our hands, our cupcake hands, over to the left. So you're resting your torso on your thigh. Getting a nice deep stretch under the right arm. And then walk your cupcake hands back through the center over to the right side. Same thing, rest your torso on your thigh and feel the deep stretch under your left arm. Maybe down into your left hip. And then walk your hands back to center. We'll come back up briefly through tabletop and then swing forward into up dog. Up dog is arms straight, knees resting, or you can come down and rest on your elbows like I need to for my low back. And then just spend a few breaths looking over your shoulders towards your feet and letting your abs relax. Relax your glutes if they're tense. And then we'll make our way back up to tabletop. Maybe you need to hydrate again. And let's flip around on the back and do some back stretches. So hugging your knees, allow your spine and back to relax into the mat, to be supported. And you can rock gently side to side. You can hug your knees. In fact, let's do that. Hands on the knees. We're going to push them away and pull them in. Not circles just yet. We will do that. But just feeling how your low back can flatten into the mat and flex off the mat as you move your knees. And then we'll take those into circles whenever you're ready. Now we're rolling the sacrum and low back against the mat. And change direction. And then let's just let the limbs come into the air at whatever angle is least effortful for you. Dead bug pose. Not terribly attractive pose or name, but somewhat relaxing. And again, check in with your back and your abs and let everything just kind of sink downward. And your legs are going to be at this kind of whatever angle allows them to be self-supported. And just breathe here a moment. And now we'll make this a more active pose. So bending your knees, bring your hands up towards your feet. Spread your feet wide apart, and we're in happy baby. And roll side to side. Feel the floor massaging your back. Ah. And then when you're in the center, bring the feet together to touch. Maybe your hands slide up a bit toward your ankles or shins. Pull your feet in toward you, press your knees away. Again, check in with your back, let your back be relaxed. Stretching the inner thighs here. Relax your shoulders. And then we're going to release your grasp, keep your feet together, drop your feet down to the mat. And now the low back will probably arch off the mat. That's okay. And you can just lie here like this, or you can rock side to side, or you can flap your knees up and down like wings. Whichever motion is most soothing. And it's okay if your feet slide away from you. All right, and now let's bring the feet back to the mat, close to your body. Thighs are parallel, feet are parallel. We're going to do figure 4 stretch. So bring your left ankle on top of your right knee, and with your left hand, press your left knee away. Relax your left leg. Let your left hip joint open up. And then we're going to reach around your thigh. You can either grab the back of your thigh or the front of your shin, whichever works. And if you find your neck is awkwardly twisted here, you can put something under your head, a cushion or a blanket. Relax your left leg. Let your arms and your right leg pull your left leg in toward your body, stretching the back of your thigh, the piriformis muscle, the outer hips. Sink into it, check in with your back, let everything be relaxed. The only thing really working here is your hands clasping each other. Otherwise, it's a passive stretch. And now we're going to release your grasp, let your right foot come to the floor, and we're going to roll toward the right so that your left foot also touches the floor. And then if you want, you can bring your right hand to your left knee and push it away. Again, stretching the outer hips. Hello, McLeod. But if that's too twisty, too much pressure on the hip, then don't do the push. In fact, you can roll back to neutral whenever you're ready. And bring that left foot back to the floor. All right, and now we'll do the other side. So cross your right ankle over your left knee. With your right hand, push your right knee away. Big stretch in the inner thighs and right hip. And then reach through and grab either the back of your thigh or the front of your shin. Let your right leg relax. And let your arms and your left leg press your right leg in towards your body. Relax your back. You may find yourself kind of arching off the floor. Maybe supporting your head would help with that. And feel the stretch in the back of your right thigh in the piriformis. And relax all your pelvic muscles. Anything that's clenched can be unclenched and released. And release. Let your left foot come to the floor, and then you'll roll to the left, and let your right foot touch the floor. And maybe with your left hand, you push the right knee away, maybe not, it's up to you. And then roll back to center. Bring your right foot down. And we're going to roll to one side and push up to seated. We'll do a little slow motion windshield wipers. So everything was slow-mo to Shoshone this time. They were kind of getting back into the swing of things. So we've got the feet nice and wide in front of you, wide enough so that when you rock your knees to one side, your inside knee does not touch the other foot. There's a gap there. And then roll back the other way a couple times. These are windshield wipers. And then just stay down. Bring one knee down, and the other knee is down as far as it will go. If this is awkward, maybe try changing the position of your hands. Maybe walk your hands in closer to your body. That might take some pressure off. It's an awkward kind of a twist. I'm feeling a stretch throughout the whole upper leg, really, front and back. And like I said, if it's awkward, change your hand position. See if you can support yourself and take some of the pressure off the leg if you need to. Breathe. And then if you did scoot your hands up, scoot them back and do a couple of those wipes again. Loosen things up. And then leave your knees down on the other side. Again, adjusting your hands as needed, but just trying to relax anything in your pelvis, anything in your upper legs. Let both knees sink down toward the earth. I always find the lower hip wants to support the upper hip. I have to consciously relax them both. And then we'll do just a couple more windshield wipers, both ways. Nice. And we'll finish off with a little Baddha Konasana. So feet out in front of you, so you're in a diamond pose. Your legs are forming a diamond shape. And then bring your hands close to your hips. I do this on my knuckles. And we're going to lift the hips off the ground and scoot forward a few inches. And pause. Check in. Where do you feel that? Can you relax your legs? And then bring your knuckles next to your hips again. Lift and come forward. Again, checking in. Ooh, a little more stretch now in the inner thighs. Knees up a little higher, right? And then do it maybe one more time or two more times, whatever you've got in you. This is about as far as I can come. And then when you've come up as far as you can, grab your feet and lift up into Baddha Konasana, cobbler's pose or butterfly pose. So the chest is upright. This is a chest heart opener. Knees pressing downward. Big stretch in the inner thighs, and you can extend that a little more by reaching down with your thumbs and grabbing the balls of your feet and opening them out like a book. And that will further stretch your inner thighs. Woo. All right, and now we are going to slowly make our way down to our backs for one more stretch before Shavasana. So coming down on the back, take a long full body stretch, legs extended, arms extended overhead, reach, reach, reach. And then we're gonna just stretch one side of the body. So lift your left knee and place your left foot on the floor and bring your left hand down by your side and just feel this long full body stretch on the right. Maybe slowly rolling your head, your ankle, your wrist to fully benefit from this extension. Breathe. And then we'll bring the right hand down to your side, lift the right knee, right foot on the floor, and switch sides. Extend your left leg, and then reach your left arm long overhead. One-sided full body stretch. Reach. Really feeling a nice stretch through the abs. Again, gentle movements with your wrist or ankle or head, whatever feels good, organic. Breathe. And then curl up into a little ball. Bring your knees up, grab your heels, pull your forehead up to your knees, rock on the base of your spine. This is really nice for the low back. Woo. And then come into your Shavasana position. So you can fully extend your legs again, or you can keep your knees bent and let them rest against each other. Or maybe you like to be in reclined Baddha Konasana for Shavasana. So many asanas. And let's relax from the hips outward. Imagine you are something delicious and melty. You could be butter or chocolate or caramel, something that's just going to melt away in the heat and not be troubled by it at all. So feel all your muscles soften in the heat, like chocolate or butter. Your glutes sink into the mat. Your hips sink into the mat. Your whole torso softens toward the mat. And feel that softening moving out through your limbs, through your arms, all the way down to your fingertips, through your legs, all the way down to your feet. And feel your head just resting heavily and softly on the mat. And feel the features of your face soften in the warmth. Forehead softens, eyes soften, your jaw softens, your mouth goes soft. Let your tongue relax and feel how that relaxes the entire inside of your throat so that the air can move softly in and out. And just feel yourself turning into a puddle of whatever, not minding at all. Just lying here breathing. And now take a deep breath, bringing fresh air into every part of your body. And begin making small movements, gently wiggling fingers and toes, wrists and ankles, rolling your head side to side. And then make any movement that your spine is craving after lying flat on the floor. So maybe your spine wants to roll up into a ball again or stretch out long again. And as you're ready, roll to one side, thinking grateful thoughts, something that brings a smile to your face. And as you're ready, push up to seated. I am grateful not to be practicing outdoors today. Thank you for joining me indoors. Namaste.